Watercooler, watercooler, watercooler.
Hey, welcome to Watercooler, episode number 318, also known as 69 plus 69 plus 69 plus 69 plus 42. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Give it up for yourselves. And now, you know the show goes, all right, Chris Soxamana, kick it with my Corolla digital buds like Matt Fondelier.
Hey, brother.
Hey, Matt. Mike Dawson's here.
What is up, dude?
Just kicking it with my friends, Philly style.
Sweet.
Also in the mix, Gary Smith.
What's up?
Yo, and Kalen Bean?
What's going on?
What are you doing here?
Hey.
What's going on? No, seriously, what are you doing here?
I don't know. I was just kind of in here, and you guys all piled in, so I figured I'd stick around.
I love that.
Yeah, it was weird. He was just standing in
yeah.
front of the microphone with his headphones on, but nobody was in here.
Yeah. Well, he was like that when I got here this morning, too.
Really?
I
just
haven't
standing
moved
there.
since this morning.
Yeah,
since
that's
I walked in,
wild.
yeah.
You're not going to leave either.
No, I'm here till
Yeah,
till
this is
tomorrow,
where you...
yeah.
This
Just
is
because
where
Bald
you...
Brian's not here. You said, I'm not leaving
Someone
this
needs to
spot.
stay
Well,
in here.
it was weird because Kalen, the other day, he just texted me, I'm going to post up.
Camp.
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah. Just like, hey, Chris. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to post up. And he really has just been posting up.
It's wild.
Yeah, so there he is.
It's confident, though. I like it.
Yeah, and I'm excited because he's a flicking...
I do.
He's going to flick some bean.
All right.
Now, a couple things before. Speaking of Kalen flicking, we did our Malo Money meetup last week for the Patreon tier, where we get to hang out on Zoom with everybody, and then they get to watch a live taping of the water cooler. Kalen rated everybody's rooms and
Backgrounds.
or everyone's
Yeah.
backgrounds. My God, man!
That was gold. That was worth it
You're
for
gonna
that
have
alone.
people unsubscribe with how he was a Simon Cowell.
Yeah, it was
Or doubly subscribe. I mean, I threw out some good scores.
He
They
did
weren't
throw
all
out some
bad.
good scores, but didn't you give one person a 0?
I mean, come on, Joe Cool. Get a clock.
poor
Yeah.
Joe Cool.
He's like
Paying
get a-
subscriber, our top tier.
Because Joe had a straight up blank wall for his Zoom background, just a blank wall.
It did
Kalen-
look like he had been taken.
Kalen looked at it just like, just get a clock or something. So, and also speaking of Patreon, we did our movie night last week as well. We did the movie Road Trip. It was a Gary pick.
A great pick.
Yeah, we all loved it.
Good movie.
I'd forgotten how much nudity there is.
Yeah, that was,
Me too.
It would not fare well in this 21st century, but
A lot of boobs. They had to have some kind of quota. Like Ivan Reitman had to be like, okay, guys, there's going to be no less than 60 pairs of boobs in this movie, right?
yeah.
Do you when you
'Cause
do boobs
they
in
really went
movies?
for it.
Do you count it by the pair or do you count it by the boob? Because I was thinking like 120 boobs, but if you're
2 equals 1.
60 pairs,
Yeah.
okay,
One pair. You
There's
count it by the pair.
some people who have one boob in the movie, right? I'm sure,
Probably.
but then there's probably 2 of them, so I guess it evens out.
I think my favorite part was
Where's Mr.
when
Skin?
the boobs were on screen. Chris trying as hard as he possibly could to not look at the screen for fear his fiance
No.
might hear him looking at breasts
Right.
and admiring the female form. And he just kept locking eyes with me in this really, really deep, kind of sexual way.
Meanwhile, Dawson
While
was
there's
all
boobs
boner
on the
time.
I forgot about that, Jim.
Well, I can confirm that. Well, this is what happened. We're talking because during the movie we're talking the whole time. So I'm trying to keep a conversation going. I don't know when the boob scenes are going to happen. I don't remember that movie that well. So I'm already in the midst of telling a tale.
Yeah.
And then the boobs come up. I'm not just going to stop talking while the boobs are there.
That's true.
So
It's
yeah.
like when you're playing basketball, you can't let the people booing you throw you off. You got to be able to sink that free throw.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah. I feed off.
That was close. Sure. You got it.
I
Pulled it off.
appreciated it.
I like the try.
Yeah, so I gotta keep it moving. I gotta keep it moving. That's all.
Yeah.
If I was just telling a story and then
That would be confusing.
That would be bad.
But to be fair, this was a movie commentary track. It's not supposed to necessarily just be a free-flowing conversation. It is supposed to be us watching the movie.
yeah,
That is
but
true, but in this case,
It was
I
just
mean,
us talking the whole time.
Yeah, but like when boobs come on the screen, I think it's unnatural to just turn your head away and continue your conversation. You have to react. Boobs.
They are
Boner
distracting.
time. You have to react to that. It's like a dog riding in the car and you drive by some cows. The
Right.
dog's forget what he's doing, man. He's going to bark at some cows for a minute and then come back to you. Yeah.
This is the only time Dawson's been cool with barking.
What happens?
By the way.
When a dog does it. Yeah.
When a dog does it, at cows. If you when we were on, speaking of road trips, when I was on that road trip with the school bus, we had that microphone with the bullhorn on the top, so you could talk and everyone outside would hear you. And whenever we passed by cows, we'd moo at them. They would always turn and look at us. I'm sure we disturbed them. Now that I think about it, maybe not in the best. They're probably sleeping. I hear they sleep like that, so now I feel bad in retrospect. But yeah, maybe I did try a little too hard to not focus on the boobs. I should have just watched and looked
let it happen.
at all. Just let it happen. Yeah, Matt seemed more upset. Like, Chris, stop looking at me. Okay.
Well, it's just very distracting being stared at so intensely during those scenes.
Yeah,
It was fine. It was still funny.
I was
Distracting, disconcerting.
All the diss words.
I'd even go as far as to say disingenuous.
So in the
Because he was thinking about boobs while he was talking to you.
I was counting them individually.
Yes.
In my head. So Gary and I work in an office, and there happens to be a TV there. We usually keep the news on so we know what's going on throughout the day. At the end of the day, we'll put it on a movie. Just we have the HBO channels and all the movie channels, and we always just pick a live movie. We never watch something on demand. And the other day, Titanic was on. I love myself some Titanic. I think I like Titanic more now than I did when it came out. I don't think I liked it that much when it came out.
You're just more mature now.
I'm more mature.
Now, is this leading to us getting the campaign to bark at Billy Zane back?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I
Good
forgot
call.
about that. I think so. I think it should end with that.
What did we do that for?
Because Billy Zane's awesome.
Why not?
Okay. Just
Yeah.
bark at Billy
The thing is,
Zane.
Billy wasn't very active on Twitter.
I think we
there's-
did it, but I thought we had some reasoning behind it. I guess I was wrong.
We probably did, but I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't done a good army bark at somebody in
been
a
a
while.
while.
Yeah,
Probably since Billy Zane.
We should get on.
we should definitely do that again.
You know what? We should do it to Zane again because if he didn't see it at all the first time, he'll be uber confused.
All right,
Years later.
What are these people doing?
you're right, Gary. So everybody, please find Billy Zane on Instagram or Twitter. I think he is more active on the IG.
Yeah.
And just drop a few barks, just rough, woof woof, bark, and nothing else.
Yeah.
And
Great.
yeah,
Love it.
let's just see if he reacts. But anyway, so I'm watching Titanic, and I love this movie now, and but it's the scene where Jack paints Rose as one of his French girls coming up, and there's a Corolla Drinks meeting rolling in any second. And I'm watching. I'm already invested in the movie. I mean, it's a double VHS movie. I'm still on VHS 1 according to the time point in the movie, and I don't want to change it. But I don't want Corolla Drinks to walk in and just think I'm just watching a movie about boobs, like just watching Kate Winslet's boobs.
Well, they'll instantly know what movie it is.
'Cause that was by
It's
myself.
not like a
too iconic. For
Yeah,
that
it's
to be
not
a
like
real
there's
problem.
a fear that you were watching porn or something, but they are going to wonder why you're watching Titanic at work. Just Titanic.
Because it's an epic film. A bar had Titanic on mute, like because you were at a bar. I watched the whole thing at the bar. I don't even think I talked to my friends.
Wow.
You, sir, are an alcoholic.
Yeah, didn't even play a drinking game
Yeah.
with it, or
Yeah, the next day was really rough.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. It was just, so I was just really worried about them walking in on that scene, or like, I don't know, Kaylin watching a bunch of porn like from the 70s last week.
Yeah, I did watch a lot of porn last week at work.
I had to listen to it, which was almost worse.
I had to see it just over in my immediate periphery and not look at it.
Yeah, that was only like a quarter of the amount that I
Dawson,
had
you
to
should have
watch.
So you had to look a
You
lot
should have
more.
been freaking looking at the boobs, man, like a dog barking
Nah,
at
see,
the cows.
Porn is different. That it's totally okay not to look. Do not engage.
Why? Okay, that's
It's
work.
different.
Yeah, I could see it.
work.
Yeah. It's work. Okay, there we go. But anyway, road trip, great commentary.
Yeah, never
Plus,
never
you
throw
got
that on in the
Gina.
office.
You got Gina across the window from me, and she has a direct view at me. What's Gina gonna think? She knows Kaylin's searching for porn right now for the show.
Yeah.
And I'm just
As I do.
I'm just staring at Kaylin's computer. Boner time. Boner time. Fully boner
I wouldn't blame
time.
you if you did.
Why is Dawson sweating so much? What's going on back there?
So it's just, it's not.
Well, yes, I agree. Road trip was great. We got that drop out of it. It was a hell of a time.
That was a line in the movie, everybody. I was reading the subtitles.
That's correct.
Well, it paid off in dividends. All right, let's get to some comments here.
Now it's time for listener comments.
All righty. And once again, these are all comments found on our Facebook group. And if anybody wants to join our Facebook group, it's very easy. You just go to facebook.com/groups/BoboBoyArmy Worldwide LLC, answer a few questions, and we may let you in.
We probably will if you answer the questions.
Yeah, just answer the questions. That's all we ask. They're easy questions.
Not even correctly.
Yeah, you don't even have to be right, but just give it a shot so that I know you're not a bot.
Yeah, that's basically our way of a CAPTCHA.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Prove you're human.
Yeah, prove you're human. Rather than having to identify all the traffic lights, we just have a couple of questions for you.
Just try to get one of them right.
Yeah, please. And it's totally worth it. It's my favorite place on the internet. All right. We have a few comments about Ian Bagon last week.
Oh, yeah.
Was that just last week?
It's only been a week since then.
It's just been, I know.
God, this has been a long week.
It's been a long week.
Yes.
But everybody loves Ian Bag on the show, and we loved having him on. So always a great response when Ian comes on. And Mindy Brogdon wrote, she loved Ian's Christmas card idea.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Picture with someone else's
Someone
kids.
else's children.
Yeah, just the whole of their family.
Extra children on the back.
Yeah.
And Mindy says, hope he's okay with the idea being borrowed. Please and thank you. So, yeah, it looks like
sure he's
Mindy's
fine
going
with
to hook up with Ian's neighbors and get
There
a
you go.
Christmas card out of it. Let's see here. Christopher Giannini says, I loved
Giannini.
I loved today's episode. Lord, Ian Bagg is my favorite comedian, and I loved hearing him on. But I got to address one major mistake. And I kind of heard, like I remember someone saying this last time we talked about this. It's about burnt ends, Matt.
Yep, I heard about this. I did hear the controversy.
Hey, it's okay. We're just going to get through this. It's just, we don't want you to, I don't know, we just want to correct this, okay? Because if you don't correct it and you just act like you know everything, it's a very bad character trait.
I've heard.
Yeah, so here we didn't even, that was a Patreon thing.
Yeah, that was a
isn't it?
Patreon thing. That's why I hadn't said it yet. But
Well, burnt ends, Matt, are not, I guess all of us, because nobody corrected them, are not the burnt end pieces of barbecue. And they're not cheap. They're carefully prepared and cooked in a specific manner to get the most beautiful form of any barbecue you can have. It's the point of the brisket that's got great fat marbling, and it's separated from the flat of the brisket, which is much more lean. So it's not actually burnt. They really need a new PR team then. They have to change those names.
Totally.
They sound like burnt ends.
Well, a lot
wonder
of
why.
times it might be the same reason why they called Iceland, Iceland, and Greenland, Greenland, and Greenland's covered in ice, and Iceland's green.
Yep.
It's
D2.
because you
They
call
go
it
for
the
that.
burnt ends, and nobody wants it. I don't want any of that burnt shit. And then the chef, the barbecue dude's like,
Reverse psychology.
I win.
Now I get to eat
All the
it myself.
burnt end
Yeah.
for me.
Brilliant. Brilliant move. But yeah, I think they should fix that though. Cause
How does that relate to Iceland and Greenland?
Well, Greenland's covered in ice,
Yeah.
and Iceland's relatively green.
All right.
yeah.
And burnt ends. Cultural dish there.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Let's see here. I just think that burnt ends would have more people would be able to enjoy them had they had
Yeah.
a different name.
Well, he said that they're cut from the point.
correct.
We could call them pointy ends. I would be totally fine with that. Can we just call them that? Can we petition that? And then it won't be on my list next time.
I'll take 3 pointy ends.
That's right.
The best cut of meat, I think, is a cap steak, and it's the part that surrounds the prime rib.
Yeah.
It's that really good marbled meat.
It's all that
And
Costco.
they wrap it together and tie it in a roll,
Yep.
and it's incredibly expensive. But I think they were downplaying the name cap steak.
Cap
They should have called it fucking bottle cap steak.
Yeah, just add the word
Better.
bottle to
Yeah.
it, right? That makes it more appealing. I'm totally with you. Now, there's also the pork cheek, which I think gets a bad PR because you think it's like, oh, am I going to eat this pig's face? But I think it means like butt cheek or it's a different part.
It means butt cheek.
Or I think I think the pork cheek is
Probably.
the butt, isn't it?
That's like a shank, isn't it?
I don't know. I could be wrong. Oh, and there's a thing called sweetbread, which is like, oh, I'm going to have a delicious pastry. But really, it's like the innards of an animal.
Yeah.
Like sweetbreads.
Yep, had them before.
Yeah, I think Matt's talked about it before, but that's weird.
It's
We
very weird.
got to change some names here.
Yeah.
Jen's using this thing in her food called nutritional yeast. It's just like, that sounds like the grossest thing ever to powder in your food. It's not, it's actually not. It gives things like a cheesy texture, but it's called nutritional yeast.
I hate both those words.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So we got to start renaming some foods. I mean, look,
Except the taco.
taco's good.
Leave taco alone.
I agree. Matt's dog should not be messed with.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Ryan Huff asked Chris, have you listened to Vacationer?
Chris!
Lead singer of the Starting Line, Kenny Vasoli, is the frontman. Totally different sound. Yes, Ryan, I love Vacationer. And I remember last year during the Super Bowl, there's a Robinhood. Remember the Robinhood app? They used to sponsor this show. Mm-hmm. They had a commercial in the Super Bowl, and Vacationer was the song. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. I love Vacationer. And then right after that, or maybe even during that, was like the big crypto controversy with Robinhood. Mm-hmm. So like
GameStop.
with GameStop, yeah, and yeah. So I remember like Kenny was like couldn't even really promote it that much because he's like,
bad.
yeah, you
that's
can't
bad
tell
PR
people
right there.
about that, yeah.
I
Hey,
think they
Chris-
ended up losing a lot of money.
Can I interrupt for a second? Dawson, did I overhear that you're going to get a song in the new series Reacher?
Yeah.
How'd that come about? Congratulations, dude.
Thank you. Just
Is it the Santora connection? Did you get in touch with him or?
no, I didn't. I sent it out to various people.
Yeah,
Turns out somebody really dug it.
That's fucking awesome.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
why it's in there, because it's a killer effing song, man.
I know it is.
I've been looking forward to that show for a long time now.
So
it's been
have I.
months I've been
Friday.
waiting for it. Yeah, it's
Comes
gonna,
out
I think it's
Friday.
gonna
Do
be
you know
Is
which
it-
episode it's in?
Episode
or?
5.
All right.
Is it binging or is it?
It's binging, I think.
Amazon.
Yeah, I
Amazon
just
usually
got
gives you
the.
3.
Yeah, I just had to fill out all the rest of my paperwork, but they said it releases on Friday, and it's episode 5, so they're doing the whole thing.
So, Doss, do you watch from episode 1, or do you just go straight to 5 to hear your song and spoil the show? What do you do? What are you gonna do?
I'll watch it.
You're gonna watch it in real time. You're not gonna go like the second
That
Real
sucks.
time?
Now a TV show's got to be work this weekend, and that's usually to get away from work. But maybe that's a good thing. Like if you had to watch TV for work, you should be like, okay, well, fuck, I got to watch this.
It's not so bad if you're just watching one thing. If you had to watch movie after movie after movie endlessly like Kalen does,
Yeah.
it would be kind of tricky, I think.
I will say that as someone who has to watch, I usually have to watch the same thing a couple times to prepare. It can get a little repetitive.
Yeah. But if you're just like watching a show through, it's going to be a fucking
Yeah.
blast.
Yeah, sorry.
Like, you don't think
did my question
you're
get
not gonna
answered?
fast forward through like episode 5 first and just hear your song and just be like, there it is, and then go back?
I might because I can. I was told what scene it was in and how it was being used, so I could find it.
Sex scene?
Any boobs?
No boobs.
Dang.
No
Didn't
boobs.
say no sex though.
A lot of people having sex with their shirts on.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
pointed that out in Road Trip.
Yeah,
Very true.
can't happen.
No, it's there's a cop doing research at the precinct, and my song
not
comes on the
good.
radio.
Gary plugging his ears.
Too much. You've already said too much.
There you go.
Can't wait, man. Reacher on Amazon this Friday.
Yeah, congrats, Dawson.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see here. Jeffrey Cameron writes, just want to put this out there. Seems like everything comes back around in different ways. And it was like a meme with Goldschlager. It's like with real gold flakes. Did you guys ever get into that?
Yep.
The Goldschlager? It was like, because it was like a young
I
drinking age
honestly
thing.
just know it from Super Bad. That's
It had a different name in Super
But
Bad.
I was kind of familiar with this idea before I saw the movie, but I don't think it was ever at any of the parties that I was at.
Gary, you like it?
No.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, it's not really. You don't. We didn't. I think I can speak for Gary here. We didn't really get into it.
Yeah.
But we got into it.
Now, Chris, you are exactly right. It's called Gold Slick in Superbad.
Yeah.
But same idea with the little
Yeah.
flecks of gold in it.
They couldn't get the rights.
It was one of those, I think it was one of those really early after we started drinking, somebody got their hands on a bottle of that, and it was like, that's something, let's go. And it's terrible.
Is it supposed to be vodka or is it its own kind of alcohol?
No, it's a schnapps.
Yeah,
It's a schnapps.
Schnapps.
It's
and
it's a skiing drink.
Right.
Okay.
warm your soul.
Now, Matt, I know you've done this a lot.
Drink? Yeah.
Yeah. No. Consumed gold.
Consumed gold. Interesting.
Not a lot, but
I would
you've
think so
done it.
too. You've got to be eating stuff with flecks of gold on it.
I have had in my life maybe like 1 or 2 desserts at a fancy restaurant that will have like a gold flake on it.
One
Yeah.
or two more than me.
It's more than me too.
Yeah, okay.
That's a lot.
So sure. All right.
Yeah.
What,
So
what did you say?
as our resident gold eating
Gold
expert,
eater. Okay, gold eating expert. Sure.
do we need it? Is it?
No.
It's just completely extraneous and just.
That's correct. And it
Why are we wasting
only
gold on
serves-
this? Why are we wasting gold?
Because
to
restaurants
eat?
can make a lot of money. That's why.
But here's the thing: is it gold? How the hell do we know?
It is. I think it has to be gold if you're claiming it's gold.
I mean,
That is a
pretty
really
ballsy.
good question, though, because. But then again, it's just a flake. And if gold's at 300, 400, 700 an ounce is. That's a substantial amount of gold. And if this is just a shaving, it may be cost effective.
Yeah. I could
Yeah, it
just.
is basically
If it's
just
a
like
selling
little-
point to people, and it, I mean, they
It's like
created
the Parmesan cheese on your pasta. They just do like a little dusting of it.
God, if the 49.
But some of those
I feel
like
like the
burgers
Parmesan
and
goes
stuff,
that
you can get
farther.
those crazy burgers in Vegas. It's
Yeah.
like have the $100 burger, and they put fucking gold on it. It's weird.
Yeah, all the people mining for gold back in the day, if they knew. They only knew. If you can get into that Looper time machine,
Yeah.
Matt, and just
Hey,
eat a
guys, you go
tiramisu
back.
with gold on it.
You go back to
guys,
the
come
people
on.
panning in Northern California.
Blisters
You're like,
with
hey,
your
guys,
bottle of
guess what?
Goldschlager.
Yeah, see this, and then just start drinking it.
Yeah.
and then disappear in your time machine.
Oh, they'd be puking. I did just see Looper. I know we're doing movie talking a little bit, Kalen, but
For the first time?
For the first time. Hot damn! Everyone was right. I mean, everyone was like, "It's amazing, it's amazing." I just never got to it. Just seemed it's a lot, but I do love time travel.
Why is it a lot?
I don't
It's
know,
not.
it's a lot.
It's
It's
not.
not.
It's not.
I have to go watch a movie.
Great movie with Okay. Go.
Yeah, and it's so good.
Yeah, we know.
I was really happy with it.
Signed everyone.
I was not ready.
Everyone but me.
I was not ready.
Are you not a fan, or you haven't seen it?
I watched it twice. Once I didn't like it, and then Bald Brian said it was a near perfect fucking movie, and I'm like, it's been
fantastic.
6-7 years. I'm like, all right, I'll revisit. I watched it again, and again I didn't like it. So maybe there's something wrong with me,
Maybe.
but didn't do it for me.
A lot of hand trauma, though. I wasn't happy about that. But, yeah, great movie. Flickable?
Definitely flickable.
Flickable. It's on Netflix, only till February 28th, so everybody get on that if you haven't seen it yet. Nicholas.
Flicking the bean.
What was that?
No flicking the bean.
I was watching a television show, and that came up.
So I created.
Flicking the bean.
Poor Casey Peters. He worked so hard on that just to get his vocals axed by that drop that Matt saw on reality TV.
Oh, and I just lined it up and just hit delete.
What show is that from, Matt?
It's a little-known Netflix show called Too Hot to Handle.
Is that show
Season
good?
3, baby.
I get a lot of Netflix like suggest you should watch this, and it's just, and then the picture is just like a torso, like a bikini bottom, legs with a lock over the crotch, and yeah, I still don't want to watch it. I don't know. It just
Me too.
Don't. Unless you
Enjoy?
enjoy wasting hours of your life feeling like a total piece of shit for watching television, in which case it's
Boner time.
it's delightful.
Yeah.
But it's a show that I watch with my wife, so something fun to do together.
I've been watching Queer Eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that going for you?
You got a lot of free time, don't you?
Yeah, you must.
Well, I watch it in the background. Jen watched it, but I'll stick around and watch an episode with her every once in a while. That show is basically.
Every once in a while. You watch every week.
I don't watch Jonathan, Anthony, Robin. No, I was kidding. I don't remember the rest of their names. That show is basically just a challenge to not cry while watching this show. It's so beautiful and touching.
Well, see, on Too Hot to Handle, they put a bunch of hot people on an island that all want to have sex with each other.
And then they do.
And then they're not allowed to have sex with each
Oh.
other. That's the twist.
Oh, it's fun.
They're not allowed to...
Just tension. It's
They're not
just
allowed
tension.
to kiss. They're not allowed
What do
to
they do instead?
anything. They do those things, and then they lose money every time they do it. If they can resist touching each other for the whole season, they're going to split like $100,000. But if somebody kisses somebody else it costs like $3,000, and everybody gets pissed off at that person for kissing somebody.
It's like, hey,
It's
Squid
awful.
Game worked really well.
Well, at that
Yeah.
point,
Let's do one where no one dies, but
So-
they might fuck.
wait, Matt, are there different penalties for like? Is there more of a penalty if they do something beyond kissing?
That's
I would hope
correct.
so.
Absolutely.
So
and
it's a mix-
So the other thing they're not allowed to do is they're not allowed to pleasure themselves, which is why
themselves.
correct. You're not allowed to have sex. You're not even allowed to masturbate.
Get
Zero.
the fuck out of here.
Which
with
is what
this show.
prompts the person to say to one of the girls,
Oh,
No flicking the bean.
I thought that's perfect for our show.
Wow.
Well done.
How
It
did
was a
they?
long way around, but
Did they cameras on
I like the journey.
he
Did they
sent,
have
he
cameras
sent
on
those
the
to
whole
me.
time?
He
Or
sent
did-
those to me and said, "Don't play them until Caleb's back." So thank God.
Yeah,
you're here.
Matt's
glad
been
you
sitting on
waited,
that
thank
for a
you.
while. So, do they wear like heart rate monitors or something? How are they monitoring?
There's like cameras everywhere and stuff. But what is funny about not the first season, but the second 2 seasons, because people started to know what the show was after the first season. So for the second and then the third season, they basically got every cast member to think they were on a different show. So they all think they're on like Sexy Paradise Singles.
Temptation Island.
Exactly. They think they're on Temptation Island, and then like they let them all flirt with each other and get drunk with each other, and then like after several hours of being together, then they drop the bomb. You're not allowed to even touch each other at all, and then they all just lose their shit.
I got a question for you guys, and it's a 2-parter. Would you ever do a reality show? And if so, which one or 2 would it be?
You know, it'd be kind of fun. The Amazing Race.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That's one of the acceptable answers.
Yeah, that would be fun to go on that show.
That would be
Do
a
game
fun
shows count?
No, full-on reality show.
one. Like where you get
Big Brother,
watch
Survivor.
every
Yeah,
move.
yeah.
I would-
The Bachelor.
I would like to
Bachelorette.
do Top Chef.
Oh, that's pretty.
Do I
cool.
have to know how to? I would like to do
You
it.
would have to know how. You would have to actually be a.
Well, no,
Can
that's
I just get a weekend on a
trained
super yacht
cook
and
to
then
get
I
on
can be
that
on
show.
below deck? I
Yeah,
would
there
take
you
that
go.
one.
There you go. I'd be the guest on Below Deck.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, hey.
That's a
I probably
great
wouldn't pay
answer.
for it
That's
myself,
a loophole.
yeah.
That is a loophole.
That is
He's not the-
that is
not
the
the regular
spoon
cast
with the
member.
other
Not
end
primary
filed down
charter.
as a knife.
The spife.
The problem, though,
That is great.
the problem though, Doss, is that you have to conduct yourself a little differently than you probably want to in that environment, lest you become the focus of the episode as an asshole.
And that's the thing about reality TV is no matter what you do, they've already decided whether you're good or bad. You've been cast.
My answer to your question, Dawson, is no, I probably wouldn't. But of the shows that you are suggesting, the one that I think I would be best at, because I do watch it, is Big Brother. I don't know if I'd be able to pull it off. I don't know if I have the social skills to win in that game. You have to make a lot of friendships, and I don't like people.
Yeah,
That would be a tough one.
But I've watched enough of it that I feel like I'd be going in there with a decent understanding of what I'm doing.
I think the trick to any reality show, which is why you don't see it, is just keeping your cool and just being the
Yeah.
level-headed one.
Yeah, I'd lose.
Right.
But they would.
immediately.
But they don't.
But
They
then
don't
they don't
let
put you
those
on
people,
TV.
Yeah, they won't put. Or I had a
They
guy.
probably scheme against you. The producers would probably
Oh,
actively scheme
that's
to get
exactly
you
right.
off the show.
So I had a friend in college who was in a band, and they were like filming something for MTV, and the producers always tried to get the band to fight. Like they would just plant things in each of the band members' like heads, like when they're interviewing, like, oh, don't you hate how he's taking the credit for this and he's writing the lyrics for this when it's your song, and then they get all riled up and then they end up fighting with each other. But like it's the producers that are kind of fueling it.
You ever seen the show Unreal, which was basically about the producers of a Bachelor-style competition
Yes.
show? It's a drama, a
actually
scripted
pretty
drama.
good.
It's very good,
Yeah.
and it's all about
It's
those
on
producers.
Hulu, right?
I think it is now. Yeah, I think it started on like a weird, like some very weird network, but it's since transitioned.
Dawson,
Did you answer, Matt?
I didn't answer. I think I would. It would not be one of the survival type shows. I would not fare well on that. But if something in the realm of like a Real World or wherever where you don't have to really do anything, I'd be
yeah,
fine
just
with that.
just hang.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah,
Big
you guys
Brother
are gonna have to
type
get a
thing.
job.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna work at this T-shirt store.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, you can do it. Doss, what about you?
Well, the only acceptable answer is
Naked
no.
and Afraid. Oh,
There's no, but there are a few loopholes. The Amazing Race is pretty fucking cool, and you get to go around the world.
It would be fun.
I would accept someone saying Survivor because it's the first one, and some people have made a career out of Survivor. They've made an actual life where they can make fucking money. And then 3,
Below Deck.
no, Undercover Boss, but you have to be the boss.
You want
Because then you're a fucking multimillionaire who gets to dress up like someone else, go on TV. You've already made your money.
I think the question is
but
like,
you don't wanna
as
do
we
that
currently are, would this person in the room that we're talking to be on a reality
First
show?
off, Dawson, if you take off your hat and you are Adam Carolla, I'm going to lose my mind. 2, you don't want to do that for a few reasons. 1, it's embarrassing. You and I know a certain company that did not do very hot and Undercover Boss. Guitar is a guitar and amplifier company.
Okay.
That was on Undercover
Oh,
Boss.
yes.
And they didn't do well. It was terrible PR for them.
It was bad.
It was
Johnny's
embarrassing.
Guitars. You don't want to go
And
there.
Sponsor the show?
and 2, you got to go wear prosthetic makeup. You got to be in that makeup chair for hours before. You don't want to do that. It's just, it's
I'd
fun.
rather just probably go to the beach or something.
Just go to the beach.
Yeah.
Be on Too Hot to
there you go.
Handle. There
Yeah.
you go. All right, I think
That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, Kaylin, you would kill it on Too Hot to Handle, right? I mean, you back in your day.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I mean,
I would
just
never do
not
such a
doing
thing.
it.
How
Like-
dare you, Chris?
Okay, yeah, that's not the position.
That's an
I would.
attack.
I would actually win the whole thing because I wouldn't do anything.
That's what I'm saying. Just okay, Kaylin,
Yay.
you can't interact sexually with any of these people. By the way, there's a PS5 in your room. Good luck.
Boner time.
We're good.
yeah, we would be
Freaking good.
That treehouse show is pretty cool. If I could build tree houses, I'd totally want to work for that dude.
I don't know that show.
I don't know that.
Oh,
shit.
Treehouse
it's
Masters.
freaking amazing. Treehouse Masters. This dude builds. Okay, think of what your treehouse is in your mind's
Bart
eye.
Simpson's Treehouse.
Okay, and then imagine that Bart Simpson had $70,000 in his architect's license, and he
Huge
just
radioactive
decided,
man posters.
yeah,
Wow.
Essentially,
Homer's
now put a
allowed.
fireplace in it
and
Damn.
Wi-Fi and a 65-inch plasma.
and a bar.
I've yet.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, he puts railings up. So you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Gary, are you,
Yeah.
is that in your
Stairs.
future, building a treehouse for Gary Jr.?
No,
Let me ask a question. If
I
we're
don't
gonna
have a tree.
if we're gonna allow
live in Southern
a
California.
Treehouse Master show to be considered like a reality TV show, can I change my answer and be like Anthony Bourdain, R.I.P., and be like in one of those travel shows where you get to go everywhere and eat a bunch of great food?
Oh, yeah, somebody-
Because
but
that
that's
I would be
not
happy to do.
really-
And that's
I
not
don't know.
reality
Yeah.
TV really to me.
No, I mean it in its most disgusting form.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
exactly.
And
like
Dawson,
the guilty pleasure kind.
I have to agree with Matt that if we're changing it to allow stuff like that, then I'll go on fucking Pool Masters and have somebody come and build
Right.
me a $300,000 backyard oasis.
Yeah.
I'd definitely do that.
Yeah, I'd be on Pin My Ride and Cribs.
Right.
Exactly.
So.
Ooh, cribs.
Cribs isn't a fun one to be on because then you already have to have the house.
Oh yeah, I don't want to be in Cribs. Don't come to
No.
my house. MTV. Never mind.
Don't they just rent a house for you? Weren't a lot of those houses just like
Yeah.
they weren't even ones that
Oh,
they lived
really?
in?
But
I
I
bet
don't
they
they
used
were
to
all
rent
PR
those
stunts.
houses.
A lot of
Yeah.
PR stunts.
Caleb, next thing you're going to tell me birds aren't real.
Well, I got some bad news for
I
you.
sent you guys a bluebird earlier.
I did see that.
All right, but yeah, I like that question. Everybody in the Facebook group, comment on which reality show you think you'd be best at. All right, Nicholas Lay wrote in. He just wanted to add burnt asparagus to our burnt foods. He thinks it's amazing. Do it on the Blackstone.
Well, I hear there's an opening because Burnt Ends has been forcibly removed by the listening audience. So
Well, it's still no.
there
it's,
may be
it's
room
still
for
on. That's still called Burnt Ends.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
technically qualifies.
I think it should.
Yeah.
All right, good. I feel better
Burnt
about
Ends is a cool band name too.
Maybe
Ooh, yeah.
maybe the commenter though works for Big Burnt End and really wanted to up its seating.
it. Huge
in the
lobbying for
tourney.
BBE these days.
Yeah.
Stacy Worrell says, Chris, I like burnt popcorn too. Oh, see, so there's a few people that are saying that.
Gross.
So
There
how
are
about
literally
that?
dozens of you.
There are. We have a whole community, Stacy. Andrea Owen Wilson says, I can't believe burnt bacon wasn't even on the list.
It was mentioned by Ian, and I shot it down. That's not a favorite burnt food.
Yeah.
Oh, why have burnt bacon when you could just have
Have
regular
bacon.
Yeah.
That was rude of you to shoot Ian down right after he had been fired.
Yeah.
That happened a few times.
And then, speaking of bacon, Trace Yosh style says, so I actually rendered some bacon as advised by Dawson. Cooked it on low for an hour.
That's about it.
It was applewood smoked bacon. It smells like pineapple and honey ham, not like bacon at all. Not doing it again, Mr. Crowley.
You bought the wrong bacon. Who the fuck buys that bacon? Buy
Yeah.
bacon.
All right, Trace, there you go. Some advice for next time. And then Trace also wants to know what's your favorite video game soundtrack, guys. I'll start with Dawson.
Yeah.
I know. Kalen, what's a good video game soundtrack?
Okay, Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
You like the Mario theme?
Of course, that's
Outside,
iconic, but that's not a.
GoldenEye. GoldenEye's pretty good.
Now, I've heard tracks from Final Fantasy on
Yeah, that was my answer.
on KCSK-USC.
Final Fantasy
Cloud
7.
Strife?
Final Fantasy
Chocobos?
7 had some pretty great
Yeah.
tracks on it.
I always
Guitar
hated,
Hero.
hated Final Fantasy.
Guitar Hero, another good
Hero.
one. There's a newer
That's
game.
a below deck of answers right there.
There's like another. It's a newer game on Xbox.
Guitar
only,
Hero 2.
called Ori
Hero.
and the Blind Forest.
There you go.
There's a couple games like Ori and the something or other, and they're amazing music in those games.
And then someone wrote Tony Hawk Pro Skater was good.
Great.
Yeah.
It's okay. There's only really one song. It's Goldfinger Superman. That's the only one that.
I mean, GTA 5 has pretty awesome music
that's a
on their
good
radio
point.
stations.
Yeah.
You know?
There you go, Trace.
I was thinking more scores than actual music. But you're right. The GTA games are tough to beat. There's a lot of really good.
I
Yeah,
think
no,
I
very
read
good
I
music.
read online the other day that the makers of Grand Theft Auto like set up a call line that you could call in and just complain about your city. So they did, and then they just put those into the radio as the game.
That's
People
awesome.
complaining
Oh, the actual phone call?
about- Yeah.
Well, the newest update for GTA 5 also includes exclusive Dr. Dre music that's only for that game. It's only in that game.
Yeah. Maybe I played the halftime show.
What's up? This one's from the GTA 5 exclusive soundtrack.
He only played GTA songs. Yeah. David Hundley, he says he's curious, what do we carry in our pockets on a regular basis? David goes super minimal. Left pocket, iPhone with a slim wallet that only has 3 cards: driver's license, credit card, and car key card. What's that?
He drives the same car as me.
And right pocket has AirPods and a mask. No other cash, no other keys.
We've done this before.
Yeah.
It's changed, though. I'm
Oh,
with
really?
him now.
David should know because he's doing the AI on the flicking, so he has to
Yeah.
go back. But maybe he just
Well,
missed this one
it's
because it
changed for
wasn't
me, too.
flickable. Yeah.
I carry in my pocket. Yeah. My phone and my wallet are one now. I just have a phone.
You have a
/
wallet?
I have a wallet, and it has 3 cards.
I like that.
Yeah,
Where'd you
3
get
cards.
that?
I'll send you a link.
I bet they don't make. I don't bet they don't make one for
They
my
might.
fucking cheap ass.
But
phone.
you just put 3. I just put 3 cards. 2 credit cards, the debit card, just in case I need to
Debit,
get some
credit,
cash.
and ID.
Credit and ID.
Yeah.
And then I could fit a hotel key card if I want.
Yeah.
And DOS, if I put it in the end, when I go into the room, I just hold my phone up to it.
always,
It just
dude,
goes
yeah.
right there.
Wow.
So that's
You really have things figured out, Chris.
And then
Well, wait a minute. Your phone, it's got RFID blocker or whatever, so that your phone doesn't affect your hotel
Yes.
cards.
Correct. And I've been really into this Swiss Army knife. It's like a tiny one that only has a knife,
Fighting Brad Williams sometimes.
a nail filer, and some scissors. Comes in handy. Use it every day.
Okay.
Big fan of it. I know it's small, Matt, but I don't want a
To
big
you, that's a
knife.
regular size Swiss Army knife.
Sitting there the whole time. Someone is going to pick it
I
up.
love Gary just sits back. It's like, I'll just let God take care
And
of
back
this
and
one.
someone will do it.
All right, I have not changed my wallet setup, or excuse me, my pocket setup at all, which includes a thick as fuck wallet, George Costanza
Costanza.
wallet, as it's known around here. That's in the back right pocket. Usually put the mask in the back left pocket, and then I got my phone, and I think that's about
Why
it.
do you put your mask in your back left pocket?
That's where I put mine too. I don't
Really?
know why, but
Because I want to. I fucking hate that mask. I'll sit
Because
on it.
you're breathing it in. You're
Yeah, I
breathing
don't
in your
care.
butt cheek.
I don't
yeah,
care.
but you know what, Chris? I've found that
I have AirPods too.
I found that sitting on it makes them softer.
Oh, all
There you
right.
go.
My masks were never too hard. I never thought.
Some of them are. Some
Some
of
of
them
them
come
are.
stiff.
Yeah.
What about you, Doss? What's in your pockets?
Zippo, phone, wallet.
Zippo.
Yeah, Izzy just gave me a Zippo with
Where are
my
your
band's
cigarettes?
logo on it.
Let me see
And
that.
cigarettes.
That's cool.
Have you been a Zippo guy this whole time?
Are you going to make
No.
those and sell them?
Just got it a week ago, and we're thinking of putting them up on the website.
You had to fill.
You should.
Yeah.
You had to fill that with the butane, right? Or not the butane, the fluid.
Lighter fluid.
Propane.
No,
No, it's just,
just lighter fluid.
Dude, my first Zippo I got at a bar. It was one of those girls who walks around with like the big tray of cigarettes, and it's like, hey, do you want a free Zippo lighter? All you have to do is give me your ID. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I was 21 years old. Anything that came after the word free, I was in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want a free Zippo. Okay, let me see your driver's license. I give it to her, and she scans it.
Broke out this machine.
Scans it, then gives me my Zippo lighter. Of course, it doesn't have the fluid, so I can't even light it up that night.
Stupid lighter.
So dumb. It's just extra weight in my pocket.
Yeah.
And then I get all these this mail to my house that I'm a registered smoker. Like the census has me down as a registered smoker. Yeah.
That's pretty
Really?
diabolical.
Yeah.
They probably get.
They
how
keep
they
that
push back
information,
for that.
huh?
Yeah, they keep that information, and they note me as a smoker because I wanted that free Zippo lighter.
Still to this day.
Interesting.
I haven't gotten much lately, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the
Well, now we're
census-
talking about it on this podcast. A lot of phones listen.
Ah, shoot. Well, at least give me a Zippo lighter because of this. Let's see here. Couple more.
Pockets? Who didn't talk about their pockets?
Oh, yeah. Well, Kalen.
Mine's pretty much the same as his. I have
Yeah.
the phone wallet like Chris with the 3 cards. Yeah, follow
Yeah, mine's pretty basic. Phone, wallet, AirPods, paper towel.
it. You carry your AirPods everywhere?
Paper towel.
I try to, yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't. Well, mine were stolen, Gary.
Yeah,
Mine
mine too.
Ruben Caballero says, not sure if this has ever been discussed, but when eating a bagel with cream cheese,
Go on.
do you eat the bagel in halves, or do you put them back together and eat it like a sandwich? This actually got the whole group talking.
Really depends on the situation.
That is
Yeah.
crazy. Who puts 2 halves of a bagel back together and then eats it at the same time?
It's
That is ridiculous.
Someone on their way to work.
It's time. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. There
You want to
go,
eat it
in the
with
car.
one hand.
Why cut it in half in the? Oh,
you trying
I'm
to toast
thinking
it?
of. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of cutting it in half. Yes, and then cutting it in half again, like
No.
like a
No, like
a
a
breakfast
crazy
sandwich.
Slice it to
Okay.
toast it.
Yeah, yeah.
then
Do you
put
eat
back
it open
together.
faced or do you eat it as a closed
Yeah, yeah.
sandwich? What do you prefer?
I prefer open face, but yeah, if you're on the go, closed. Yeah, that works.
If you're on the go, well,
I
here's,
thought people were taking 2 like halves of a breakfast sandwich and like putting them together and holding them there and then eating it.
okay,
What
Caleb.
it's like in your brain.
Wow.
Yeah, I personally think that eating it as a sandwich is incorrect for a few reasons. One is, as a guy who hasn't had a lot of carbs lately, I want that bagel to last as long as possible.
That serves the correct answer.
So I want to eat it by the halves, and then it feels like I'm pacing myself better because I'll eat that bagel like that if I eat it like a sandwich. 2, I feel like I get more cream cheese. I
That's
don't
right.
know.
That's
That's just a
right.
more even cream cheese. Sure, you get cream fingers, and sure, if you're getting everything bagel, there's not going to be seasoning on part of your bites or on a whole half, right? Because the bottom half of a bagel doesn't usually have the seasoning, right?
Oh, Chris.
Oh boy,
Chris,
what have I
Chris.
done?
You're going to the wrong
When
bagel
you
place.
when you eat a bagel in the 2 open face halves, as you should, and you're eating an everything bagel, you start with the top half. And as you're eating it, little pieces are going to fall from that half onto your plate or the piece of paper or whatever it is you're eating on. You then take those and you
paper?
Well, like the
This is kind of
the thing that they're wrapped in. Like if you
This
buy
is
bagels, so
brilliant.
they wrap
This
it
is
in
really,
like a.
this is diabolical.
Then you sprinkle it onto the bottom half. It's already got cream cheese on it, so it's not going anywhere. It's just going to stick to the topping.
So I'm basically seasoning the other half of the
That's
bagel
correct,
while
yeah.
eating.
That is how you get the everything seasoning on both halves of your bagel.
I get
love
the
it, yeah.
jalapeno bagels, and any of those jalapenos that come off, I certainly sprinkle those all over the thing,
Exactly.
but I never thought to start from the top half of the bagel. Mm-hmm. That is smart.
Now, I think that eating a bagel on the go, if you're going to do that, yes, you have to have it in a sandwich form. But here's the thing. A bagel should be savored. It's like having a burger with flakes of gold on it. You don't want to just rush a bagel. What is this? You want to enjoy it. You want to have extra cream cheese like you talked about. You want to be able to have that physical connection to your bagel where you can sprinkle the other side back on top of it.
Yeah,
I'm big
I
on
love
the
it.
locks. You need locks on there.
Yeah, I'll go on there.
Well, then we're getting into a whole different territory, right? Because if you're talking about like a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel, you're always
Now
gonna
we're
eat
doing
that
a
as a
sandwich.
sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
I think lox would fall
Bagel
under.
and cream cheese, though.
Yeah, bagel and cream cheese. And if you are going to be on the run, you got to be very specific with them about how much cream cheese they can put on, which is very little on each side, or else it's just going to squirt out on every bite, and you're going to have a bag full of cream cheese, and that no one wants that.
No one wants a bag of cream cheese.
No, they don't.
Now, Matt, as our bagel expert,
That's.
Yeah.
I don't think that was called. I don't think that was called
not gonna-
for because either you're calling him fat or you're just calling him, something
he's
else.
Racist much?
he taught me. What?
That's exactly what. That's
I'm gonna
exactly the
allow it.
problem.
No, I'm going to
Because
allow
it's
it.
Jewish?
Yes.
Frankly,
That's what I heard.
Frankly, I was a little more offended by the Jewish thing when he said he implied that I eat gold a lot. That was what I was upset. The bagel thing, that's just
You do
truth.
eat a lot of bagels. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's just the truth.
Let's move on, shall we?
No, what do you want to know?
Is it?
Go for it.
Can I say schmear?
Yes, please do.
All right. Let's see. Jeff Niles says, when Chris and Gary were talking about how sad it is to leave all the wedding flowers behind, it reminded me of a friend's wedding. His family's well off, and they had $200 bottles of wine on each table for the dinner wine. At the end of the night, seeing the crew dumping all these untouched glasses of expensive wine made me really sad. And jealous as well, considering my wife and I had to pay for our whole wedding ourselves. Yeah, that's part of the wedding. They just
They had to dump wine?
It sounds like the waiters just pre-poured it for everyone, and a bunch of people didn't drink it because they were drinking cocktails.
I mean, we spent a lot of money on booze at our wedding, but the best part was after the wedding was over, it didn't matter because we took all that booze home with us, and we had already, but our wine budget was already covered for the several months that followed.
I'm going to say that at both of your weddings, I grabbed full untouched drinks from other tables that were obviously pre-poured that no one was going to drink because I
Not all
didn't want to see
heroes wear
anything.
capes.
I didn't want to see anything go to waste.
Yeah.
I love
Thank
that.
you for that.
You guys are gonna love the cocktails we got going at my wedding. Too.
Oh, really?
Just went over them
You
yesterday.
got the Empress?
I know Empress, but
All right.
don't worry. You won't even think of Empress
Okay.
after you try these. One of the things is called like a shrub. Mango shrub.
Mango shrub.
Yeah, that's one of the things we're gonna do.
like
There-
something to
this
trip into.
this guy's awesome. Like he's the guy doing the drinks.
You have like an actual mixologist
Yeah.
working your wedding?
yeah.
That's amazing.
We have some. He's literally making orange curacao from the oranges on my tree.
Wow.
And we're using that.
Those are pretty solid oranges.
Yes,
They are.
they are.
Yeah.
Gary had one today too.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Those little clementine things that are sitting over there?
Now, see, again, it's sitting right there.
they're big oranges. These are regular size. That was a regular slice. Okay, guys. Lastly, one more. Let's Raymond Beltran Sr. They're talking about green and black olives on the Corolla show, and you just want to let everybody know that they're exactly the same. Green olives turn black because they're exposed to air or another chemical change of color. The difference in taste is actually psychological.
I don't believe you.
So
I don't believe you.
You don't believe that?
I don't believe it.
Yeah, it's
Are you
Throw all the science you
psychological
want at
is
me.
that
I am
the-
never going to believe it.
Well, I was with him until he said that the difference in flavor is psychological. No, you just blew your whole argument up.
All right, Raymond, we're gonna need some proof, and that was Clement. Thanks everybody for writing. Yes. All right, now let's go back into movie mode here because Kalen Bean has graced us with his presence, and I want him to grace us now with his present and tell everybody, and that is flicking the bean.
We all want to know one thing. Your opinion's what we need. So Kaylin, get on that mic and flick the bean.
Oh, Kalen, flick the bean.
Respect all women.
So today won't.
No flicking the bean.
No, let's play that every time Kalen's missing. every show
There
Kalen's
you
not
go.
here. Is Kalen here? No flick. Yeah. we'll do
No flicking the bean.
Today I'm actually reviewing a TV show, 8-episode show on Netflix called
gonna be a long
Archive
one.
81.
God, so many people were asking for you to do this. Thank God.
Well, here I am doing it for
Wait,
for all
which
you guys.
one is this? I guess I'm about to find out. There's no way I won't find out. Why did I ask that?
It came out recently in the middle of January. It's based on a podcast of the same name that came out in 2016. I had never heard of it before. It just showed up on Netflix, and I was like, hey, I like the vibe this is giving off. I'll give it an episode, and ended up watching the
What
whole
was the
thing.
vibe?
Dark.
Boner time.
I would say it's like Twilight Zone-y. It's eerie.
Yeah, eerie.
Like Black Mirror?
not as sci-fi.
Black Eerie.
There you go.
Not all.
Actually, yeah, that fits the description very well. It stars Mamoudou Athie.
Gesundheit.
I said that
No
name
way
right.
you said that right.
No way I said that
There's
right.
no way you pronounced that correctly.
He played the goth kid in Patty Cakes. Have you guys seen that movie? That's a great movie.
Yeah, I did hear. I hear it was really good.
Yeah, really good. If you
Brian said it was a near perfect movie.
I wouldn't say it's no Looper, but it's solid. Also, Dina Shihabi.
Okay.
No,
You just got to stop,
no.
Caitlin.
Is this an international production?
No, it's not. But well, anyway, she was in Jack Ryan, the Amazon show, but I didn't recognize her. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got an 84% critic rating, 73% audience rating, and the IMDb score is 7.5 out of 10. Which, as you know,
It sounds
IMDb
good.
is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's all right there in the heart of the curve.
It's about a video archivist who's hired for a job in a remote location, reconstructing footage from a woman's handheld video cassette camcorder.
And there were 80 other ones.
Who was investigating a cult in the 90s. And yes, this show is creepy. It gives off that dark, creepy vibe, which is why I was, so apt.
Is it found footage kind of thing?
Part of it, not the entire thing, but
I love some found footage.
yeah, definitely a good portion of it. It would be considered horror, but it's not really scary enough for me to consider it horror.
Damn, dude.
It has a few moments and a couple fucked up / gory scenes in it, but for the most part, it's pretty much kind of like a tame horror show.
That's right.
But it's also well made and it's fun. Excuse me. And it's not too cheesy, which it very easily could have been.
Nutritional yeasty.
Yeah. There are some very questionable decisions, of course, made by numerous characters. But I was satisfied with the ending. I do feel like I have to say this because it kind of burned me recently on another show that I watched. This is not a limited series. I watched a show recently that I thought was a limited series, and the whole time I was expecting it to be something else, and then I got disappointed when I found out, oh no, it's a continued story. There's going to be more seasons coming afterwards. So it hasn't been officially announced. More seasons of this show are coming, but like I said, the ending was satisfying for what it was. It's dark and creepy and mysterious and
That's the vibe.
fun. I would have liked it to have been much more scary and dark and fucked up, though, for the record.
That's the weird thing to say.
But it was a light watch for me, and I enjoyed it. Flickable, 7.1 out of 10.
Flicking the bean.
It's not
Casey
our
Teams.
real outro, so I feel we can play it.
All right, what is that zombie show that's
All
on
of
Netflix?
Us Are Dead.
Is that like an Asian zombie
Korean.
show? Korean?
I've seen most episodes so far.
Are you going to do that one soon? I don't know if I should
When
watch
finish
that.
it, yeah.
There was a time when Kaylin and I would come into work, and the first thing we would talk about was The Walking Dead, and how much we loved it. And man, did that show take a dive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just too many episodes.
They just went too far with it.
Too many episodes.
They went
I
too
think,
far.
Yeah, if they just kept it to 12 episode seasons, it would have been fine, but they had to go to 20.
That show lined up very similarly to American Horror Story, where I had friends who were just so into it, and then at a certain point they all got so pissed off.
American Horror Story, same exact problem. Way too many episodes per season.
I
Beginning of all the seasons are great, and then they just go off the fucking rails because there's too many episodes.
Matt, tell me if you remember this, but I distinctly remember you and Chandler and I think your wife was there, and there was a bunch of people came over to watch some episode of American Horror Story, and I went downstairs in my room, watched something else, and about an hour later I heard all of you guys just screaming mad, super pissed off.
I think that might have been season 2, which was awful.
It started out great. Asylum.
Yeah.
I thought it started out great, and then
terribly.
it went. Yeah, I mean, talk about going off the rails.
Yeah.
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 What took us
Also,
deeper?
I do just have to say, Evan Peters is such a phenomenal actor, and I'm so disappointed that he's just hitched himself to nothing but American Horror Story.
Did you watch Mayor of Easttown?
Yes, I did, and he was fantastic in it. He's such a good actor,
Yeah.
but for some reason, all he does is American Horror Story. He wastes all his time with it, and
He's
I'm so
wasting
bummed out
his
about it.
time with this.
He's wasting
He
his
kind of
time.
is,
Yeah.
especially
Huge
after
show?
13 seasons of it. It's an anthology show. We don't need your talent anymore. Please go do other projects.
Please do other stuff, Evan Peters.
All right,
He listens to this, right?
Yeah.
His phone does.
We would bark at him, but Billy Zane's getting all of it. So sorry, Evan Peters. All
Save
right.
it for Zane.
All right. Well, that will do it for Watercooler today. Nice job, Kaylin.
Thank you.
And you guys want to get some plugs in and then GTFO?
Let's do it.
It's a late day today. Okay, I will start over here with my friend Matt Fondelier. Where can we go for you?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Matt Fondelier. And while Sword and Scale Rewind is Sally no more, I believe the new season of Sword and Scale, the main show, just started back up again. So check out that show because that'll still help me out. And also,
you'll still write for that, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And check out our Patreon, please. Patreon.com/watercooler.
Love it. Those are good. Those are fine plugs, my friend. All right, Doss, how about you?
Yeah, as mentioned earlier, check out Reacher on Amazon. One of my band, The Smoke and Kills song, is in it. And sign the mailing list at thesmokeandkills.com. It's all the way at the bottom of the page.
Don't you get half the album if you do that?
You do. The bad half for free.
You know, I think you'd rehearse that, but no. Gary just saves your plug, Doss. Why can't you say that? What does Gary have to...
I always forget.
Swoop in. How do you forget
I have the whole album. I don't think about half the album.
All right, but yeah, it is... I don't know. It might be the good half. Everybody, either way, go to the website, check out Dawson's music, and check out Reacher. That's so cool, man. Gary, so about you?
Check out Reasonable Doubt wherever you get stuff, and then our Patreon, patreon.com/watercooler. We talked about the movie night. We talked about the meetup. We're also going to do our second annual Super Bowl Squares strictly for the Patreon members.
Oh.
So, sorry, guys, but sign up.
Yay.
Sign up. You got time. We're not going to do it for another week or so. So if you want to get in on that, then join the fun. Patreon.com/watercooler.
All right, Kaylin, what do you got, my friend?
Yeah, sign up for our Patreon and join our Facebook group. That's a very fun place to hang out on the internet if you're looking for somewhere. And also check out Looper if you've never seen it. I think it's leaving Netflix on February 28th. So if you've not seen Looper, I highly recommend it.
Took the plug right out of my mouth, Kaylin. Is that that's not the right?
It just seemed weird. Nothing really wrong with it, but now we're like, why did you have a plug in your mouth?
Yeah, anybody transcribing this podcast, I was like, that's not going to read well on page. I get it now. I get it now. Let's see. For my plug then, February 25th, I'm playing a show in Huntington Beach, 25 degrees.
On the 25th? Look at that.
Oh,
It's kismet.
it's like we almost rehearsed that, Gary. Gary is just the plug saver. Yeah, 225 at 25 degrees. Come on. There
Chef's
you go.
kiss.
Chef's kiss. We're playing for like 3 hours. It'll be a grand old time. And that will do it for Watercooler. We'll see you later this week for Patreon. Goodbye. We love you.
Later.